After years of trust, I uncovered my wife's affair through hidden emails. Before we begin the story, make sure to subscribe to our channel and never miss more incredible stories every day. The first time my wife says, "Those emails aren't what you think," her voice doesn't shake, mine does. We're sitting in a beige conference room that smells like burnt coffee and cheap carpet shampoo. The kind of room where people sign papers that split lives in half. Attorney Park sits across from me with a legal pad, calm as a surgeon. Claire sits beside me like we're still a team, hands folded, wedding ring catching the fluorescent light. If you didn't know us, you'd think we're here to refinance the house again. I'm Noah, 34, hospital IT support, quiet job, loud consequences when systems go down. Claire is 32, marketing, the kind of person who can charm a room into applauding a PowerPoint. We've been married 7 years. No kids, but we've got a mortgage, a dog, and a circle of friends who would swear we're the stable couple. The stable couple doesn't end up here. Attorney Park slides a folder toward me. Before you say anything, he says, I need you to decide what matters most: assets, reputation, or truth. My throat feels tight. Reputation matters in a hospital. Your name travels faster than your resume. And truth. Truth is the thing I thought I already had. Claire leans in, whispers like she's protecting me. Noah, please. Don't let your sister poison you. We can talk at home. Home. The word lands wrong, like it belongs to someone else now. I open my phone and pull up a screenshot, an email header, a timestamp, a subject line that makes my stomach lurch even after 100 rereads. I don't show it yet. I just watch her face, searching for the Claire I married. She smiles, soft and practiced. You're exhausted, she tells Park, as if I'm a patient and she's the nurse. He's been stressed for months. Park doesn't look at her. Noah, I should have been relieved to finally be in a room with rules and witnesses. Instead, all I can think about is how long she's been rehearsing this version of me. Because the emails didn't just prove an affair, they proved a plan. Before the cracks, Claire and I run on rituals. Sunday mornings mean coffee in mismatched mugs. Mine chipped, hers the one that says creative in gold letters. She sits cross-legged on the couch and reads headlines out loud while I scratch the dog behind the ears and pretend I'm not secretly proud that she still laughs at my dumb comments. We meet in college, both broke, both convinced love is enough. When my dad dies my first year working at the hospital, Claire drives 3 hours each way to sit with my mom and label freezer meals. She never asks for credit. She just does it. That's the version of her I build my trust around: quiet loyalty, practical kindness. We're not flashy. No relationship goals posts. We pay bills on time. We fight about laundry and whose turn it is to call the plumber. We host game nights in our dining room. Cheap pizza and too much beer, laughing until midnight. Adrian comes to a lot of those nights. He's a friend of a friend at first, then just there. Mid-30s, clean haircut, polite smile, always offering to help carry plates. He works in financial consulting, which I translate to, knows what words to say to make numbers feel safe. When Claire says we should talk to him about consolidating some debt, I shrug. I trust her instincts. I trust her. That's the thing about trust. You don't notice it until it's missing. Looking back, there's one memory that keeps replaying, like my brain is trying to rewrite it. Last winter, Claire stands behind me while I'm fixing the router in my office. She wraps her arms around my shoulders, chin on my head. Thank you for taking care of everything, she murmurs. I remember smiling. That's what I do. She kisses my temple and walks out, phone in hand. The dog follows, nails ticking on the hardwood. At the time, it feels like love. Now I remember something else. The way her screen lights up as she leaves, a notification banner sliding across it. Then disappearing the second she tilts it away from me. I tell myself it's work. I tell myself I'm not that guy. The guy who checks. The guy who doubts. And then, on a Tuesday night in March, she forgets to clear one thing. It starts with the laundry. Claire's clothes are in the dryer, warm and smelling like the lavender detergent she insists feels like a clean slate. I'm folding when her phone buzzes on the counter. Face up. Not like her. A banner flashes. New login from Chrome on Windows, verify. Then, underneath it, a line that freezes my hands mid-fold. Recover access to, C. Marlowe asterisk at Proton Mail. Calm. The notification vanishes almost immediately, like it never existed. But I've worked IT long enough to know, Banners don't invent email addresses. Claire walks in, hair damp from a shower, and sees me staring at the phone. She pauses, just a fraction too long. "What's up?" she asks, too bright. "Your phone buzzed," I say carefully. It said something about a login. She's already picking it up. "Oh, that? Spam." I keep getting weird security alerts. "Proton mail," I hear myself say. "Since when do you have?" She laughs, quick and light, like I've told a joke. I don't. That's what I'm saying. It's fake. Maybe it is. Maybe I'm tired. I'd been on call that week because the hospital's scheduling system was crashing and sleep felt optional. I'm not proud of how much relief I want to feel when she gives me an easy answer. So I let it go. But then I noticed the second clue the next day. Claire's laptop, her MacBook Air, the one she used to leave open on the kitchen table, is locked every time I walk by. Not just sleeping. Locked. Password prompt. Like a door slammed softly but firmly in my face. At dinner I test it, casually. "Hey, can you send me that vacation photo from last summer? The one with the sunset?" "Sure," she says, not looking up. "I'll text it. Could you just airdrop it from your laptop?" I keep my tone normal. She finally looks at me. Her smile is still there, but it doesn't reach her eyes. "Noah, why?" "I'm just asking," I say. "It's faster." "It's not a big deal," she snaps, then immediately softens. "Sorry. Work's been insane." Work's been insane is Claire's favorite umbrella. It covers anything she doesn't want to explain. That night, while she sleeps, I stand in our kitchen in the dark and realize something ugly. I'm more afraid of being right than wrong. Then I see the autofill suggestion on our shared iPad. The iPad lives on the coffee table because we're that couple who still thinks a shared device is cute. I'm on it to pay the electric bill. Claire is asleep upstairs. The house is quiet except for the dishwasher humming like a lullaby. When I tap into the browser, the login page for our utility company pops up. I click the email field and a list drops down, saved autofill entries. Mine is there. Claire's normal Gmail is there. And then a third one I've never seen before. See, Marlo at Proton Mail. Calm. My finger hovers like it's above a hot stove. There are innocent explanations. Burner email for coupons. A separate account for work. A spam trap she forgot about. I tell myself I'm not doing anything. I'm just looking at what's already on our device. I tap it. The email fills in automatically. Under it, the password field shows the little key icon that means saved. A tiny, stupid icon that feels like the universe giving me permission. My heart is pounding so hard I can feel it in my throat. I don't even know what site I'm on anymore until I scroll. Proton Mail login. I stare at the sign-in button. Upstairs, the floor creaks. I freeze, hand hovering, listening. Nothing. Just the house settling. I press sign in. For a second it loads, and I think it's going to block me with two-factor or some wall of security. Instead, the inbox appears. White screen, blue sidebar, and a list of emails with subject lines that look like they belong to someone living a parallel life. I'm not proud of what I do next. I don't tell myself I'm protecting the marriage. I don't wrap it in noble words. I just scroll because my body moves before my brain can talk it out of it. Most of the messages are archived. Not deleted, archived. Like she wants them close, but out of sight. I click one at random, hands shaking. It opens, and I see a signature at the bottom. Hey, just the letter. Like a secret handshake. I hear Claire's voice in my head from years ago, back when we first moved in together. "If you ever worry about me, ask. Don't snoop." I whisper into the empty living room. I'm asking now, even though she can't hear me. Then, at the top of the screen, I notice the inbox name, Claire Marlowe. I don't confront her that night. I don't sleep either. By morning, I've convinced myself that if I say the right thing, she'll laugh and explain, and we'll go back to normal. Like normal is a place you can return to if you drive carefully. At breakfast, Claire hums while she slices strawberries. She looks rested. I look like I've been hit by a truck. "You okay?" she asks, and there's real concern there, enough to confuse me. "Yeah," I say. "Just a question." She pauses, knife midair. "Okay. I saw a weird email pop up the other day." I begin, keeping my tone gentle. "Proton Mail. See, Marlo. Do you have another account?" Her eyes widen just enough to be convincing. "No, because it auto-filled on the iPad." I add, still calm. "So it's saved somewhere." Claire exhales like I've accused her of murder. "Noah, seriously? You're bringing this up now?" "I'm not accusing you." "Yes, you are." Her voice sharpens. You've been on edge for months. You're stressed, you're snappy, and now you're tracking my devices? I'm not tracking. She slides the plate toward me harder than she needs to. Do you hear yourself? If I did have a spam email, why is that a crime? It's not a crime, I say, because I'm already stepping backward. It just felt secret. Claire's expression shifts into wounded. It's fast, almost elegant. I can't believe you don't trust me. That hits like a punch because trust has always been our thing. The word we use when other couples fight. The badge we wear. I do, I say automatically. I do trust you. Then drop it. Her voice is soft now, the way it is when she's being reasonable. You're letting your anxiety make stories. That's not fair. I stare at her and feel shame crawl up my neck. Maybe she's right. Maybe I'm spiraling. Maybe I'm making my marriage into a problem because I can't fix work. I'm sorry, I hear myself say. I didn't mean. Okay. She interrupts, smiling again. Thank you. She gets up to rinse the knife. As she turns, she adds casually. Also, don't log into random websites on the iPad. It saves passwords. It's not secure. That's when my stomach drops. Because I never told her it autofilled a password, only that an email appeared. I call my sister from the hospital parking lot because I don't trust myself to be alone with my thoughts. Tessa answers on the second ring. You sound bad. I need you to not freak out, I say. That sentence is always followed by something that requires freaking out, she replies. I tell her everything I can without saying the word affair. The notification, the autofill, Claire's reaction, the way she knew too much. There's a pause on the line, the kind where you can hear someone rearranging their entire opinion of a person. Okay, Tessa says finally, voice low. Listen to me. No emotional confrontation without proof. I haven't. Noah. She says my name like she's holding my face in her hands. If you go in there with feelings, she'll turn it into you being unstable. Screenshot everything. Date it. Back it up somewhere she can't access. I don't want to be that guy, I whisper. You already are, she says, not unkindly. You're the guy who saw smoke and didn't leave the building. I lean my head back against the car seat. What if it's nothing? What if I'm ruining my marriage for a spam email? Tessa snorts once. Then you'll have proof of nothing. But if it's something, you'll need proof to protect yourself. Protect myself from what? I ask, and immediately hate how naive it sounds. From the other end, she says, from losing your home. From losing your credibility. From being painted as the villain in a story you didn't write. I swallow. What do I do? You slow down, she says. You document. You don't touch her accounts from your work computer. You don't tell her you've looked. You act normal. Normal, I repeat, staring at the hospital entrance. I don't know if I can. You can, she says. And one more thing. The person you married isn't the person you're investigating. That line lands heavy, like truth with teeth. Before we hang up, she adds, text me the moment you find anything. And Noah, if you find nothing, I'll buy you dinner and we'll laugh about it. I don't laugh. I drive home and smile at Claire and pet the dog, and my hands don't stop shaking until I'm alone in the office. Then I open the iPad again and hit inbox. The inbox is sorted by date. That's the first thing that makes it feel real, organized, maintained, used. I click the top message and force myself to read the header first, like I'm doing an incident report. From Adrian A. Riverstone. Consult at. To C. Marlowe at ProtonMail.com. Date. Friday, October 13th, 2023, 11:42 p.m. Subject. You're safe with me. My mouth goes dry. October. Last year. That's not a fling. That's a second life. The body isn't explicit, which almost makes it worse. It's intimacy disguised as logistics. I keep thinking about your laugh in the car. Next week, same place? I'll book the room under my points. I hate that you have to go home after. I scroll, hands cold. There are gaps where threads are deleted, but enough remains to draw a line between the dots. Another email. Date. Tuesday, February 14th, 2024, 6:18 a.m. Subject. Valentine's is ours. Don't post anything tonight. He'll suspect. Text me when you're walking the dog. I stare at that because on Valentine's Day I'd cooked pasta and bought her the stupid flowers she liked, and she'd kissed me and told me I was the best. I remember her taking the dog out after dinner. I remember thinking it was sweet, she wanted a quiet moment outside. There's a third one that makes my stomach flip hard enough I have to put the iPad down. Date: Monday, July 1st, 2024, 9:03 p.m. Subject: about Noah. I pick it back up because curiosity is a stronger drug than pride. He's steady. That's why this will work. Keep him calm. Get the paperwork done, and we'll talk timing. Paperwork. I'm breathing like I just ran a mile. But I keep going because stopping won't unknow this. A thread label catches my eye. Drafts. I click it and find unsent messages Claire wrote to Adrian. Words she never used with me anymore. I miss you. I wish I'd met you first. Don't worry, he won't find this. The last one is dated 2 days ago. Upstairs, the shower turns on. Claire is awake. I hear her footsteps on the stairs, and the iPad is still in my hands. I snap the iPad screen off and shove it under a stack of mail just as Claire appears in the doorway, towel on her head. She squints at the darkroom. Why are you up? Work, brain, I say. Go back to bed. She watches me like she's weighing something, then kisses my cheek and leaves. When her door clicks shut, I pull the iPad back out and reopen the inbox like I'm picking up a weapon I promised myself I'd never touch. I scroll farther back. The dates go back years, clusters around holidays, long chains around work trips. I remember because I'd stayed up waiting for her texts. There's one from my mom's surgery week. Date: Thursday, May 6th, 2021, 2:14 a.m. Subject: you should be here. He's at the hospital again. I'm so tired of being the strong one. I want you. My throat tightens. That week, Claire brought me coffee and smiled at nurses like she was made of sunshine. I told everyone, I don't know what I'd do without her. Another email mentions the Blue House dinner. Our house. Game night was torture. Watching you joke with him like you're just a friend. I wanted to pull you into the pantry. Adrian isn't a stranger in the shadows. He's been in my dining room, holding my beer, laughing at my jokes. Then I find a thread titled Refi, and my skin prickles because last year we refinanced. Claire pushed it. Adrian helped with the numbers and told us we'd be so much freer. There are attachments, PDFs, spreadsheets. One message is almost casual. Date: Sunday, June 9th, 2024, 4:33 p.m. Subject: signatures. Once Noah signs the final packet, the line of credit is clean. Don't spook him. I stare at the word clean until it stops looking like English. In our normal email, Claire forwarded me the refinance docs with a smiley face and a "just need your John Hancock." I'd sign because that's what you do when you trust your wife. Now I'm looking at messages that make it sound like trust was a tool. And then I see an attached screenshot, my anniversary date circled in red. Once you see the pattern, everything becomes a breadcrumb. I don't have to hack anything. Claire and I share a checking account. We share a credit card for house stuff. We share a Costco membership, for God's sake. Trust makes people lazy with their paper trails. At lunch the next day, I sit in my car and pull up our bank app. I filter by transfers, and my finger stops on a name I've never noticed. Riverstone Consulting, $480. 00. Same amount, monthly, for 8 months. Not a subscription, not a utility, a payment plan. I open our email and search Riverstone. Claire has forwarded me statements with subject lines like FYI and boring adult stuff. I never opened the attachments because I trusted her to handle it. The attachment on the June refinance email is labeled Helic_final. PDF. Helic. Home equity line of credit. My hands go numb as I pull up the PDF from the bank portal. The signature line shows my name. My real signature. Under it, authorized borrower. In the afternoon, I check our shared calendar. Claire has blocks labeled client call and workshop with no location. In the hidden inbox, Adrian mentions Cafe Noma, same booth. So I look at my own Google Maps timeline, because mine is still linked to the car. On February 14th, 2024, at 8:41 p.m., the car is parked behind Cafe Noma for 23 minutes. That's the dog walk. I go deeper. Rideshare receipts in Claire's normal inbox. Thanks for riding, Claire. Trips to Riverstone Suites, downtown. Always on nights, she says she's working late. One receipt has a pickup, 1120 Briarwood Lane, Adrian's address. I know it because I've dropped him off after game night. The evidence stacks like plates you can't stop catching. At 2:12 a.m., I copy screenshots into a folder on my personal cloud drive and label them like a case file. Dates: Receipts, email headers. I take photos of the iPad screen with my phone because I don't trust digital alone. Tessa texts, "You find anything?" I type back, "It's worse. It's money." Then, as I'm about to close the bank app, a new transfer hits the ledger, $2,500. 00, pending. The memo line reads, "For the move," and my vision blurs. 2 days later, Claire comes home early. I'm at my desk in the home office, the iPad open to the hidden inbox, my phone camera pointed at the screen for backups. I'm mid-screenshot of an email where Adrian writes, "Make sure he doesn't see the new account statements." When I hear the garage door, my whole body jolts. I click out, lock the iPad, shove it under a notebook. I'm halfway through standing when the office door swings open. Claire leans against the frame, work blazer on, lipstick perfect. "Hey," she says, too casual. "Can I use your laptop?" Why?" I ask, and my voice cracks. "My MacBook's acting weird," she says. "And I need to send something before 5. "Sure." I force a smile. My pulse is a drum. "What do you need?" She walks in, eyes scanning the desk. I can feel her noticing the notebook slightly out of place, the iPad edge peeking like a guilty tooth. "I'll just log into my email," she says, reaching for my keyboard. My brain screams. If she opens the browser history, she'll see Proton. If she sees the photos I've taken, she'll know. "Wait," I blurt. "It's updating." Claire's hand freezes. "Updating?" "Yeah," I say, lying fast. "Hospital pushed a patch. VPN stuff. It's been glitchy." She narrows her eyes. "Since when do you update your personal laptop for the hospital?" I swallow. "Since last week. Security policy." For a second, her face is blank. Then she smiles. "Okay, I'll just use my phone." She turns to leave, and I think I'm safe. Then she spins back. "Actually, can you grab me that refinance folder? I need the account number for something." The refinance folder. My stomach drops. That folder is where I've started slipping printed screenshots between statements, like I'm hiding bones in a closet. Why do you need it?" I ask. Claire's smile stays. Her eyes don't. "Because I asked," she says, voice gentle and dangerous. "Noah, are you keeping secrets from me?" I hear myself laugh. One sharp, fake burst. "No." She steps closer. "Then unlock the iPad," she says softly. "I want to check something real quick." My fingers hover over the screen, and I realize she knows exactly what she's asking. That night, I don't unlock the iPad. I fake a work emergency. "Sorry," I say, grabbing my phone and standing up. Hospital's blowing up. I have to jump on a call. Claire's eyes track me. "Right now?" "Right now." I repeat, and walk past her like my legs aren't shaking. I drive to a 24-hour coffee shop and sit in the corner with my back to the wall, iPad hidden in my jacket. Tessa meets me 10 minutes later, hair in a messy bun, face set. "Show me," she says. I do. She reads silently, jaw tightening, then points at one subject line I'd been too scared to click. "Draft plan, if he gets suspicious." It's from Adrian. Sent 3 weeks ago. Inside is a bullet list, clean and clinical. "Keep communication in Proton Mail only. Make sure Noah signs the Helic extension before July. If he confronts you, stay calm. Let him escalate. Mention his stress, sleep issues, paranoia. If needed, suggest he see someone, paper trail. Consult attorney about separation timing." Tessa looks up slowly. "They're building a narrative." My hands are ice. "To do what?" "To leave you," she says, "and take what they can without a fight." I open another thread labeled Park. My stomach flips because that's my last name too, but it's not me. It's an attorney, Park Family Law. The emails are between Claire and a receptionist. Subject, consultation request, dated May 2nd, 2024. Subject, retainer invoice, dated May 10th, 2024. Claire paid the retainer from our account, disguised as home repairs, $1,800. Tessa makes a sound like she's swallowing anger. "She hired counsel before you even knew there was a problem." I scroll and find the line that turns my blood cold. "We should wait until he signs the extension, then file. He'll be blindsided." There's more. Notes about separate accounts. A bank confirmation for a new checking account in the name C. Marlowe, opened at 9:17 a.m. on a day she told me she had a dentist appointment. And then, buried in a forwarded message from the attorney's office, a word I wasn't expecting. Protective order. I stare at it until the letters blur, and Tessa grips my wrist. Noah, she says, voice fierce. You're not just being cheated on, you're being set up. The next morning, I meet Attorney Park in his office, alone. He's mid-40s, gray at the temples, speaks like every word costs money. I hand him a thumb drive and a stack of printed screenshots in a manila folder. He doesn't react the way people do when they want drama. He just nods, like he's seen this movie and knows where the exits are. First, he says, tapping the folder, you stop signing anything. I already signed the helic, I say. We'll address that, he replies. Second, you don't confront her without a plan. Your sister's right. If she's building a narrative, she'll use your emotions as evidence. I swallow. What do I do? Park leans back. You choose your objective. Do you want reconciliation? Separation? Do you want to expose them publicly? I think about Claire's calm smile when she called me paranoid. I think about the word protective order. I think about a transfer memo that says, for the move. I want to leave, I say quietly, but I want to leave standing. He nods once. Then we control the reveal. We map it out like a project plan. Copies in 3 places, bank freeze on my side of the account, change my passwords, document the timeline. Park drafts a simple statement for family and friends. Minimal emotion, maximum clarity. He tells me to secure my valuables and move anything sentimental to Tessa's house. What about Adrian? I ask. Park's eyes sharpen. If he's involved in financial decisions that harmed you, we document that too. On my way out, Park adds, pick a confrontation location where you're safe. Public is better. Witnesses. Cameras. Not your home. That's when I think of Saturday. Claire has been talking for weeks about the Riverstone Children's Fun Dinner, her big networking night. Adrian is on the sponsor list. Claire helped plan it. Everyone we know will be there, dressed up, smiling. A stage. A microphone. A room full of witnesses. Tessa texts me as I sit in my car. Are you okay? I type, no, but I have a plan. Then I see Claire's new calendar notification pop up on my phone. Dinner. Riverstone. Bring Noah. The hidden inbox pings with a fresh subject line. Make sure he comes. The subject line is a command, and I realize I'm the bait. Saturday arrives like a deadline. Claire glows in a navy dress. Hair curled, perfume expensive. She hooks her arm through mine and whispers, tonight's important. Please don't be weird. I smile like I don't have her second life printed in my trunk. The Riverstone Children's Fun Dinner is a downtown hotel ballroom. White linens, silent auction baskets. A step and repeat where couples pose. Claire angles us toward the camera like our marriage is a brand. Adrian finds us near the bar. Noah. Man, you made it. Had to, I say. At his table, their banter is smooth and familiar. His hand brushes her back when he thinks no one sees. I see. Across the room, Tessa sits with a coffee instead of champagne, eyes on me like a lighthouse. When the MC calls for a short break, I stand. Forgot something in the car. Claire's smile tightens. Noah, I'll be 2 minutes, I say, and walk away before my courage evaporates. I return with a manila folder. I place it on the table and open it like I'm setting down a weapon. Claire's gaze locks on the first page, an email header. February 14th, 2024, 6:18 a.m. Subject, Valentine's is ours. Her face goes blank. Adrian's smile flickers. What is this? Claire asks, voice thin. Your hidden inbox, I say. Adrian leans forward. Noah, we can talk. I slide out the bank printouts. Riverstone Consulting, $480 a month. Then the helic page with my signature. Then the bullet list, draft plan, if he gets suspicious. Claire laughs, one sharp, brittle sound. You're stalking me. No, I say. I'm documenting you. Heads turn at nearby tables. Claire lifts her voice on purpose. He's been paranoid. He's not sleeping. He's imagining things. I keep my tone calm, exactly like Park drilled into me. Is the $2,500 transfer with the memo for the move imaginary? Adrian's jaw tightens. Don't do this here. Where then? I ask. In the hearing you planned? The one with the words protective order in your email? Claire stands so fast her chair shrieks. She leans close, smiling for the room, hissing for me. If you keep talking, I'll tell them you scared me. Adrian reaches for her arm, gentle like a handler. And behind us, a photographer raises his camera and clicks. The photo shows up online before I'm even home. Riverstone Gala Moments. Claire's coworker posts, and there we are in the background. Claire half standing, me holding a folder like a bomb, Adrian's hand on her arm. In the comments, people ask if we're okay. Someone jokes about marriage counseling. No one knows they're watching the exact second my life splits. In the parking garage, Claire finally drops the smile. "You humiliated me," she says, voice shaking now that there's no audience. "You tried to set me up," I reply. My hands are steady, which scares me more than shaking would. "That's not what that was," she spits. "You don't understand anything." "I understand the helic," I say. "I understand the transfers. I understand protective order." She flinches at the last one like it burns. "You're twisting it." "Am I?" I ask. "Or are you just mad I found it?" Claire's eyes dart around, calculating. "If you leave tonight, you'll regret it," she says softly. "People will believe me. You know that." I don't argue. I just get in my car and drive to Tessa's house, the dog whining in the back seat because he doesn't understand why his world is moving. At 1:07 a.m., Attorney Park emails me a draft separation notice and a list of immediate steps. Change direct deposit, lock credit, communicate only in writing. I do it all with the numb focus of someone patching a bleeding wound. Claire texts at 1:22 a.m., "Please come home. Then, we can fix this. Then, if you keep doing this, I'll protect myself." I don't respond. Park told me silence is not cruelty, it's safety. Over the next week, the friend group fractures like glass. One couple stops inviting me to anything. Another texts, "Man, I'm sorry," but adds, "Claire says you've been scaring her." My hospital supervisor pulls me aside and asks if I need time off, the gentle kind of question that means rumors have already arrived. In my new routine, I sleep on Tessa's couch. I wake up at 3 a.m. every night. I stare at the ceiling and replay Claire's hiss thread. "I'll tell them you scared me." Then, on Thursday, a process server knocks on Tessa's door and says my name. The papers the process server hands me aren't a protective order. They're a petition for separation, filed the morning after the gala, with language that makes my chest tighten. Erratic behavior, paranoia, emotional volatility. It's the narrative, formalized. The thing Adrian bullet-pointed like a checklist. Attorney Park reads it and nods once. "Expected," he says. "And manageable." We respond the same way we've handled everything since I found the inbox. Calmly, documented, unemotional. Park attaches my evidence. Email headers with timestamps. The Helix signature page. The bank transfers. The memo lines. The thread where they talk about keeping him calm. Facts don't raise their voice. They just sit there. Claire tries to call me the next night. I don't answer. I text one sentence, per Park. "Please communicate through counsel." It feels cold until I remember how cold her plan already was. Over the next months, the chaos shrinks into logistics. Accounts get separated. The Helic gets frozen pending review. Mutual friends sort themselves quietly. Some disappear. A few stay. Tessa stays like an anchor. I start therapy because my mind keeps replaying the same loop. All the moments I said, "I trust you," like it was a magic spell. My therapist asks, "What did you ignore to keep the peace?" And I realize how often I traded my gut for comfort. Here's what I wish someone had told me sooner. If your reality feels warped, write things down. Screenshots, dates, receipts. Not because you're vindictive, because denial thrives in fog. Protect finances early. Freeze credit if you need to. Stop signing boring adult stuff you haven't read. And don't confront alone, unprepared, in the heat of hurt. Love doesn't cancel deception, and emotions make terrible witnesses. A year later, I'm in a new apartment with the dog snoring at my feet. Sunday morning, I make coffee in a mug I bought myself. The quiet feels strange, then honest. I'm not the stable couple anymore, and it turns out stability isn't a person, it's a boundary. Outside, the sun hits the window, and I breathe like I'm learning how again.